Hi guys, this is a celebration video. This year 2012, specifically now August, we are in September, but in August I celebrated the 5th anniversary of being in business. And being in business independently, not receiving a salary at the end of the month. And funny enough, this year also marks in July the 5th anniversary with my husband. So this year, 2012, has a big 5 for me. 5 that it means a huge, huge transformation. So this year, or remember these things, really implies the need of stopping for a second and seeing what happened. And I've been trying to do so, but not being able to really assess what happened. And finally, I unblocked myself yesterday, and I wanted to share with you how I was able to do it, and so that you also do it. And with this exercise, you will gain so much appreciation of the work that you have been doing that will give you so much clarity of where you're coming from and where you are walking towards. Well, I created, as I always like, that is the thing that I always show to you, I create the matrix. This matrix has very easily, the columns are the years, so 2007, 8, 9, 10, 2012, because of course I take the second half of 2007 and the first half of 2012. And then in my case, I divided in rows on the values that I have been pursuing for the past 5 years. The values that I personally have pursued are intimacy, personal mastery, and something that I still don't know how to call it, but is walking my talk. In other words, the external part where I will put my gift to shine. In other words, my business. But this is really quite interesting because it's not necessarily my business. It's sometimes things that I just give or do for free, that is not necessarily financial reward. So in this part, the value is really external, how I give my gift to the world. So those are the 3 areas. And it was just great, to start seeing how things are evolving. In personal mastery, one of the big troubles that I have is that I always was a blocked artist. I was not able to paint. I was not able to write. I was not able to cook. I was not able to design a dress. Well, I always dreamed about it. And this is what I've been seeing in the evolution of my work during these 5 years. I started painting from pencil to a mural, and now I have this big canvas that I'm painting, and it's really fantastic, from pencil to watercolors, and now I'm in acrylics and 3-dimensional representations. It is so awesome because I just let myself be. In fact, I even met a person who is interested in promoting my art. So this is amazing, from not doing it at all to do it. In 2009, I wrote my first book. In 2011, I wrote my second book. And nowadays, I'm starting to toy with some ideas of what the third book will be. And this is so cool because you see that the progression that you are going through seems slow, but when you see it in years, you see how the speed went and it became so very fast, and how one thing actually led to the other. I have shared with you that, well, it sounds exaggerating almost since I was born, but since very early in childhood, I started with eating disorders. And I can tell you today that that's really a thing of the past, that I'm an extremely healthy person. And that was not done in one day. And that was not done with one book, and that was not done with one personal mastery exercise. That was done with patience, repetition, love, appreciation, and trying and trying and trying and trying until, that vanished. So big things, stop being a blocked artist, start actually having self-love, because that's basically what eating disorders are. A great self-deprecation, self-criticism. And that, of course, this personal mastery had a great effect in intimacy. I see how my relationships were improving along these 5 years. I became more intimately engaged with some people, and some other people were just, they just vanished from my life. And that I find it really interesting and sweet, and sometimes, sweet and sour, because sometimes you think that that person will be really your friend and will stay, or really your partner, really your customer, and it's not really the purpose of that person in your life. Today specifically, I was talking with my VIP customers of my inner circle, and one of them was talking about the problem with one of her customers, how that person wasted her time by not really following her advice. And what we discussed is that maybe this person, in fact, was a spiritual teacher for her. And what she needed to do is to analyze the situation and see what the lesson was for her, what the blessing and the lesson was for her. So in intimacy, I see that very clearly. The people who vanish from your life or are just for a specific moment, specific season, are great spiritual teachers. I also share with you that in these 5 years, in 2010, I had the pain of having a miscarriage. And now I can talk about it, but then, of course, there was this big secret and this big privacy about it. But now I can say that this soul came to visit me to teach me what it means unconditional love. That is so joyful that now I can really talk about that. That you have to see when you are able to talk about things, because it's what is the inner journey that you have about each one of the lessons. So that's more or less about personal mastery and intimacy. Then about my business, I had so much fun trying to understand what happened and remembering. The first year was really of shock, of, a little bit of my story, that I was extremely successful in the corporate world, extremely successful in academia, with lots of prizes and being promoted, power and everything. And I come to the entrepreneurial world and it's not the same. And it's lonely, and the techniques are different, and how to deal with competition, and what is competition, and what is your target market, and where your soul fits in the whole place. And how I discovered that investing in myself through authentically good mentors was the thing that changed the entire game. And from the moment I did that, everything changed. How I was able to consistently increase the quality of the people I work with, and the quality I don't mean derogative, is the fit. The people who like to be working with me, and the people who I love to be working with, the projects that I absolutely love to do, the ones who, for 5 years ago, they are no longer my reality. And the ability of to grow my appreciation of my own value. In other words, the capacity to have increased my price, because that's the real spiritual challenge, to say, well, this costs you €2 or this costs you 2,000 euros. What's the value? Why would you pay this or that? Particularly in this world of experts or artists, what makes a painting 1,000 euros? What makes a painting 200 euros? What makes a coaching session free? And what makes it 2,000 euros? And what makes it 25,000 euros? It is a lot of the self-appreciation and the understanding of the pain of your customer. So that's a great transformation. And the thing that I found constant in the whole scheme is the ability of not giving up. So I share this with you, not with the intention of telling you, oh, how wonderful and how fantastic my life is, well, which is a little bit part of the reality, to appreciate my own life, but to give you the inspiration of appreciating your own life. Take a piece of paper, take a glass of water, a cup of tea, a glass of wine, and sit down and look at your life, how it has evolved in the past 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Pick a period, and how it has evolved in different areas of your life. I really love these 3 areas to reflect. Your business, or how you show up in the world, what are you doing externally, really physical, what kind of products and services you're providing to the world. Because, you can do lots of spiritual work, but if you don't really show up in the world, it's not enough. You have to take action. So the dimension of action, of doing something in the world, the dimension of personal mastery, or the inner work, the things that are very private for you, the things that are very intimate for you, how you are becoming more yourself. And the third one is about the intimacy, how you are relating to others and how you're accepting and understanding what love is. And I changed the order of them, the way I explained them in the first part of the video, because there is no order. The 3 of them are equally important because the 3 of them feed on each other. And obviously, there can be other dimensions of life that you find really important. But just choose 3, because 3 is a magical number that will allow you to have focus. Have you noticed with the... no, my English is failing. With with the cube, the cubes that they use in Las Vegas to put the numbers out there, you always can see just 3 faces in those cubes. Just 3 faces. You can never see more than 3 faces in a cube. So for your concentration and to facilitate how to make decisions, just choose those 3 values. So be very appreciative. What you're going to list here is 2 things. The things that you're very proud of, that you did. Things that cost you effort, emotional, spiritual effort, physical effort. And the things that you're grateful for, the things that just landed on your lap, and those things that landed on your lap, those things that you have to be grateful for, you also have to be proud of. because you have allowed them to exist in your life. You have welcomed them. So those are the dimensions of this matrix. And, once you fill it in, look at it and allow it to be. And see how your life is exactly in the design that you have created. And see that what you are doing is exactly where you should be. Where you are is a great place to start the next chapter of your journey. And you can change it anytime. You can change anytime your relationships, how you feel about yourself, how you show up in the world. And you can start right now. Enjoy.